On this Wellness Wednesday, we want to talk about helicopter parenting. You may have heard of the term by now when parents hover over their kids and they're overly involved in their children's lives. And although it's important to be protective and supportive of your child as they grow up, however, on the flip side, this could have long-lasting negative effects. So, how much is too much? Joining me now is therapist Dr. Francis of Scottsdale Premier Counseling. All right, first off, explain what a helicopter parent is.
Well, helicopter parenting comes from a place of love, but it's met along with a little bit of fear because the desire is to try to protect your child from all harm and all failure.
Yeah.
So how we see this showing up in children or teens' lives is this over-involvement, hovering, solving all of your kids' problems, not allowing them to navigate natural consequences that they may experience that will actually guide and teach them. So we handle everything for them. And again, it's meant to be protective and helpful, but in the end, it's really shortcoming your child.
Right. So when parents do this, obviously this can backfire. It can have a very big negative effect, not just, for that chapter in their lives, but for years to come, right?
Yeah, so there's two tracks I typically see with a child or a teen that's being parented by a helicopter parent. And that is one, they get angry, they get annoyed, they want nothing to do with their parent, and so they really will isolate themselves in their rooms or just try to create any space that they can from their parent.
Yeah.
The other track I see is a kid really lacking self-confidence. They don't do well with disappointment.
Yeah.
They really take it personally, and they may even struggle with anxiety.
Okay.
And so they don't know how to navigate difficult situations or challenging emotions. And so because they don't have the tools to trust their ability to handle conflict, handle challenges. So they've always just relied on mom and dad to do it.
Okay, so before we get into what parents can do, to prevent this whole hovering to begin with, I want to go backwards and unpack what you had just said. What if it's already too late, where you have hovered too much, you've controlled too much, and your child kind of shuts down? Like the damage is kind of already done, but it's never too late, right? What can you do if that's the case? If they just, I've had a hard day, but I don't want to talk about it, Mom.
Yeah, that's a great question. So some kids act exactly that. They don't really want to talk about it. So try to find other ways to communicate. You can pass a journal back and forth where they're writing some information about their day. You can look for ways to connect maybe in the car or through their interests and activities. Meet them where they are. Listen to the music they're listening to. Look at the things that they are watching or viewing on their social media. Find ways to connect with what their interests are rather than you expecting them to come to you.
Right, because that can just make them shut down even more.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to what can parents do to try to, take a step back?
Well, I often tell my parents a trusted child is a confident child. So you have to start to learn to trust your child to make decisions on his or her own. And so let them make those mistakes, right? It's okay that they make the mistakes. That's actually how we learn.
Yeah.
And so be there with them to support them instead of trying to problem solve their problems.
Right.
And so learn to give them space in order to feel their feelings and meet them there. And so they know that you believe in them rather than trying to tell them what to do.
Right. What else can we do?
Ask questions. Be able to get an idea of what your child's going through. So tell me more about that. How did that make you feel? How do you want to respond to that conversation you overheard that your girlfriend was talking about you?
Oh, let them figure it out.
Let them figure it out. Let them come up with their own ideas and solutions to the problem that they're trying to navigate. And then if you feel like, okay, here are some additional ideas, bring those into the conversation and let them know that you trust them. I know you're going to be able to figure this out. I know you can get through this. You can handle it.
And I love that positive reassurance, saying that I know you can do this.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you want to interject like, well, maybe next time you should do this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Guilty, sorry. Yes. But, just I love to put that bow at the end that, you know what? I trust that you're going to make a good decision on this.
Absolutely. And we
Yeah.
can show that we're human too, and that we made bad decisions, imperfect decisions when we were growing up, and it's all part of the process of growing up. And so showing that there's some humility even with our own life and our own parenting, I think it allows children and teenagers to feel much more safe with us.
I love that. Dr. Morgan Francis, thank you so much. Always great advice.
Thank you so much.
All right, now here's Crystal.